Hi everyone, my name is Kelsey Aguilar, and for my debate topic, I chose that the United States should be militarily involved in the Middle East. So, first of all, I'm not saying that we entered into Iraq and the Middle East on the best footing or with the most sufficient strategy, but I do feel that we abandoned the region prematurely and have now contributed to a destabilized region that is still a direct threat to our national security and well being. We cannot solve all the political problems in the region, but our mission should be containment and stability, not necessarily peace. I disagree with our policy decision to loudly withdraw military support from Iraq, leaving a power vacuum that needed to be filled. There are many steps before mass military personnel intervention is necessary, and that should always be a last resort. However, I don't believe this military option should ever be taken off the table, as this declaration emboldens the threat we are trying to eliminate. We abandoned a young democracy in Iraq before the Iraqi government was stable enough to sustain power and stability in the region. A joint Iraqi force defeated al-Qaeda with additional U.S. support, but after the U.S. withdrew from the region, Maliki's Shia government no longer desired an alliance with Sunni tribesmen, abandoning formally promised political influence in the new democracy of Iraq. This is classic Malian dialect that we can see now in modern times. Cooperation between the two different religious sects ceased, and this deep political division opened the door for a non-state actor such as ISIS to emerge. ISIS, and by geographical position the Middle East as a whole, is the poster child for the influence that a non-state actor can have on the global stage. By following our domestic political interests with a war-weary population here in the United States, feeling buyer's remorse from the Iraq War, we left embers that were still burning, waiting to ignite the most hardened and those with the deepest convictions alive, with a chance and an opening to further influence themselves in the region. We struggle to understand a deeply religious culture without a church and state separation like the United States political structure. I feel that this contributed to our ineffectiveness in Iraq and something that we should keep in mind moving forward. We also fail to understand the nuances of the deep tribal rifts that exist in the region between the Sunni and Shia tribes of the Middle East, and how that ancient conflict is woven into the political structure and climate that we see today. Our lack of involvement and downright fecklessness to engage in Syria is the tipping point. Our lack of intervention and our blind eye directly led to the empowerment of ISIS. Hope that things will improve is not a viable strategy for foreign policy. We did not prevent ISIS from controlling the oil fields, which led to significant financial gains for the Islamic State, which translated to immeasurable power within the region. As the most powerful nation in the world, the United States, we have an obligation to throw our weight around for good and to protect the globe from large military threats like those seen in World War II from Hitler. Isolationism is not an option in today's interdependent geopolitical climate. The vacuum that we failed to adequately fill after the fall of Saddam Hussein has directly led to the rise of ISIS and other radical actors. The threat has now become the rise of a radical state, a caliphate, with clear and dangerous political ambitions, with the military wherewithal to bring their visions to fruition. If we yet again underestimate the might and threat posed by radical actors terrorizing the Middle East, it won't be long before the threat is in our backyard, threatening freedom and democracy as we know it. I would like to see the United States take a stance of offensive action rather than postpone defensive action later down the line, especially as it relates to the Middle East. Thank you.